Hello everyone. Today, in this series of video, BNS vs IPC, I am going to discuss a crucial and often debated aspect of criminal justice, that is solitary confinement. And, while explain the solitary confinement, we'll explore how two significant legal provisions handle this issue, that is, Section 11 of the BNS and Section 73 of the Indian Penal Code, IPC. Section 11 of the BNS and Section 73 of the Indian Penal Code, IPC, both address same provision in same language, that is, the imposition of solitary confinement as part of a prison sentence, specifically when the offender is sentenced to rigorous imprisonment. Further, both sections set limits on the duration of solitary confinement based on the total length of the imprisonment sentence. Now, let's discuss the provision in detail. However, before coming to topic, first understand, what is solitary confinement? Solitary confinement involves isolating a prisoner in a cell, away from any human contact, for a certain period. This can be a highly restrictive form of punishment, so it's crucial that there are clear rules governing its use. Now, as per the provision, discuss the powers of the court. Both BNS Section 11 and IPC Section 73 grant courts the authority to impose solitary confinement as part of a rigorous imprisonment sentence. This means that when someone is sentenced to rigorous imprisonment, the court can also decide to put them in solitary confinement under certain conditions. Now, let's imagine a criminal named Ravi is found guilty of a serious crime and sentenced to rigorous imprisonment. The competent court can decide whether to impose solitary confinement based on the length of Ravi's overall imprisonment and other conditions, specifically the behavior of Ravi. Now, the next point that need to understand is the duration of solitary confinement. Both sections from BNS and IPC prescribe limits on solitary confinement based on the total length of the prison term. Here's a breakdown. If the imprisonment is for 6 months or less, solitary confinement cannot exceed 1 month. Further, if the imprisonment exceeds 6 months but is less than 1 year, solitary confinement can last up to 2 months. Further, if the imprisonment exceeds 1 year, solitary confinement can be ordered for up to 3 months. Example, Ravi is sentenced to 2 years. The maximum period of solitary confinement under this sentence would be 3 months. Now, the question is, why these limits matter? These limits are essential to prevent the misuse of solitary confinement and to ensure that it is not excessively harsh. They balance the need for discipline within prisons while protecting the mental health and human rights of the prisoners. Real-life application. Consider a real-world application where these rules might come into play. Suppose a high-profile criminal, Amit, is convicted of a severe crime and sentenced to 3 years of rigorous imprisonment. According to the provisions, the maximum duration for which Amit could be placed in solitary confinement is 3 months. This limit helps ensure that solitary confinement is not used indefinitely and that there is a humane aspect to punishment. Moreover, Section 11 of the BNS and Section 73 of the IPC are fundamentally aligned in their approach to solitary confinement, with both sections detailing similar provisions regarding the duration and application of solitary confinement based on the length of the imprisonment sentence. The provisions reflect a shared concern for ensuring that solitary confinement is used judiciously and within clearly defined limits, aiming to balance the punitive aspects of imprisonment with considerations for the mental and physical well-being of the offender. The underlying principle in both sections is to balance the need for punishment with the humane treatment of offenders, particularly when it comes to the severe measure of solitary confinement. By setting clear limits based on the term of imprisonment, the law seeks to prevent the potential misuse or overuse of solitary confinement in the penal system. This is all for today's video. Hope you understood the provision along with differences. So, if you like this video and want more such video, kindly like, share, and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.